Say that again.
We'll wing it.
That's right. We're doing a bonus. We'll call it a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Who knows when this is going to come out? But it will come out soon.
In our rough timeline, we've pegged it about episode 10.5, so halfway between 10 and 11, because we don't really have anywhere for it to.
Thank you for that. Just for that explanation. Now.
Sorry. Sound like the most patronising twat in the world. Sorry.
So
Yeah, I was trying to say
15, it's in there somewhere.
we don't really have a cohesive place for this to go. It's just something that we've spoken about quite a lot, and we've wanted to do an episode on.
So the episode is we're just going to talk about significant films that are celebrating significant anniversaries within 2025. We're just going to have a general episode 10.5 chat about this year's anniversaries, right?
And it could become like if God willing, if we're still doing this for many years, we could do a thing every year. So we talk about the significant anniversaries in 2026.
Yeah, I think what me and Charlie said was because this is we've got 6 pages here of films that we're next year, when we do it next year, because we will be doing it next year, Ollie. We will be doing it. We're gonna basically drive this list down to ones that we want to talk about, because there's someone here that we're probably not fussed about talking about and don't need a lot of time, but we don't have enough time in the world to go through this whole list. You'll be listening to us for 2 days. So this one is kind of like a rough, nice little just catch up on what significant birthdays are happening this year. And then next year we'll make it a bit more of a structured chat. How's that sound, boys? Sound all right?
Sounds good to me.
Right, so... Let me get the list. We're going to start off with 10-year anniversaries. I feel like when we go through these lists, we're actually going to be like, gee, fuck it. Has that really been 10 years?
Well, this is, I should really say, this sort of idea of an episode stems from a few weeks ago. The three of us, and Harry's joining us here, was sat, and I just sort of flippantly put into conversation that this year is the 10th anniversary of episode 7, The Force Awakens. And Dan and Charlie looked at me with like a look of abject horror and puzzle, and it's just like we couldn't comprehend that film is 10 years old. And we just started talking about it. We ended up talking for about 10-15 minutes about that film, but just talking about how quickly these things creep up on us, and how much certain films have changed various landscapes. And I know that sounds really pretentious and stuff, but yeah, that was the genesis of this episode.
I think,
was going to quickly ask, in which way did you mean you can't believe? Because I feel you could go either way of that. On firstly, wow, that feels like it was yesterday that I went to see that or whatever, and also with that one of has it only been 10 years that we've had Star Wars back and we've been in this?
A mix of both.
Yeah.
In the worst possible ways for both.
As working that opening weekend
of Force Awakens,
midnight showing
Jesus
as well.
Christ, yeah. Well, it wasn't even midnight showing. It was 24 hours. It was open. There were like showings at 4 a.m, 5 a.m, 6 a.m. It was mental.
The build up for all cinema workers, and I imagine there's a few listening.
Sorry if we've triggered you.
Yeah, sorry if you've tried
but
to
that was
mask that period of your life out.
Just as a brief explanation, if you're a first-time listener, I say this pretty much on every episode. Thank you for joining us. If you're a repeat listener, thank you even more so. But the four of us met through working at a UK cinema chain. So a lot of these anniversaries for us our discussions might be sort of tinged or singed rather by our sort of memories, either happy or not, of working the release of these films.
I think for the Star Wars one, I'm glad I worked it.
Oh yeah, it was
as much as stressful as it was, and how much we kept running out of shit, and then had to tell people that we had run out of shit, and they were pissed that we ran out of shit. I'm so glad I worked it.
I mean, we had like Wookiees walking through the building and
remote control R2D2s.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well start off here. 10th anniversary of Star Wars: Force Awakens. I mean, yeah, you're right. We had we dressed everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say something a bit giveaway where we worked. I don't know if we want to do that.
No, we don't.
No. But we had Wookiees and all stuff like that. Yeah, it's mad. People dressing up, and like we were giving away posters, like the big canvas.
Yeah,
and at the beginning of each show, we had I remember the amount of times I had to do it. So if you go to an IMAX, part of the contract with IMAX was that you had to introduce each film, each show, and each day with a microphone. So a work had to go up, introduce the film, say hello, blah 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 blah, and then we'd add our own spin on it or whatever. And every single showing where we were giving something away and we were like giving money for charity or whatever it was, we had to say we're giving this poster away. And I remember doing it once. I'm pretty sure it was Star Wars. And I had to do it by myself because it was so busy. It was supposed to be 2 of us. Someone was supposed to hold the poster up or lay the poster out, and then the other person introduce it. And I remember I was doing it by myself, and I remember I folded the poster out and I nearly creased it. And I'm pretty sure the whole audience went,
What? The Force Awakens was super interesting, right? Because I think everybody remembers where they were when that first teaser dropped. I remember I was in my childhood bedroom and I was frantically trying to get my PlayStation on so I could watch it on my TV, but I was so impatient and my friends were blowing up my phone. I ended up watching it on my iPad, and that sort of like vague. It's like making the familiar unfamiliar and the familiar unfamiliar. All this sort of stuff. You have like a stormtrooper, but it's not quite the stormtroopers that you know. And then there's a in-camera puppet droid astromech, but it's not quite R2-D2. It's a ball. And then there's some dude that looks like Darth Maul, but he's got like a really sick new lightsaber. And then bam, it hits you with the Millennium Falcon and that music, the cue, the John Williams, and the TIE fighters going past it. And I remember genuine chills getting that trailer.
You're giving me chills now.
But what's whenever I upgrade my sound systems or whatever at home, that is always my litmus test. That's my canary in the coal mines. I think that's a really great way to test your arrays. Like there is a lot of really cool. The sound design in that film is amazing anyway. But what's bizarre is I remember at the time when, and because I was still at secondary school when that came out, the general feeling that everybody had was Star Wars is back. And we said that a few minutes ago, like, can't believe that it's been this long since Star Wars is back. When if you actually think about it, it hadn't been away for that long.
Hadn't gone
One of the anniversaries that we're going to talk about very shortly, which I'm more excited about, is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. It's only 10 years since the last Star Wars film. There is a bigger gap between Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi by what, nearly 10 years? Then Revenge of the Sith to The Force Awakens. Yeah. And yet it felt like it had been gone forever.
Eternity,
and I don't know whether that's the genius of Disney's marketing team sort of saying this is, and how much they were trying to plug this as a return to the old guard. This is we're going back to in-camera practical effects and puppets, and we're really doing the original trilogy stuff, for better or for worse. We know how that sort of turned out, the nostalgia side of it. But like, it felt as though Star Wars had been away for decades when it hadn't really been gone for that long. And
especially when you then consider there were fucking cartoons and animated series and video games, and that hole was never empty.
No.
But they presented it in a way that felt important.
Sorry, leading up to it as well, did we even know that before that trailer dropped, especially now with how much stuff just gets like pushed in our face with, oh, this is happening, did we even know a new Star Wars film was happening?
Yes.
Beforehand.
Or
that it was a follow. It was going to be in episode 7.
My main memory, like the first thing that I remember was, I remember there were definitely like cast photos of it leaked. And I remember, John Boyega's in it. The guy who's really good in Attack the Block is going to be in Star Wars. This is definitely different. Which again, fantastic in those movies, in both of them. Yeah, I do feel like
both of them are like that.
No, I meant Attack the Block. I meant Attack the Block. For me, it is both of them. I've never seen the third one. And but I was referring to Attack the Block and Star Wars. If you want to take that any other fucking way, more than welcome. I don't care about Star Wars.
Yeah, it's still crazy that that's already 10 years though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like 10 years ago we were all working together.
So I mean, I was obviously earlier than you guys, so I wasn't at the cinema at that time. But again, yeah, for me it is both a wow, I can remember going to see that opening night or whatever. I think I went to like a 7:00 showing. That feels like it was basically yesterday, and also then the weirdness of it feels kind of unbelievable that we have only been doing Star Wars for the past 10 years, considering, again, the amount of TV shows we've had in that time, the amount of spin-offs we've had in that time, the inescapableness of it, the amount that...
The culture war that has kicked off. We're not going to get into it, but like I think that Disney Star Wars has dominated the discourse.
This, I think, is
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. Every time we talk about episodes we're doing, Star Wars is my basis is probably shouldn't. This is probably going to be the most we get into it because again, it has taken up a lot of the air in the room.
It would be a whole.
Well, I would like
even
yeah.
before you get
No,
into
we-
before you get into the films, and no matter what you say, you're going to be wrong to someone.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And it's like other than maybe I don't know, like The Matrix or The Godfather, Star Wars is the most overanalyzed, overpicked apart, overdiscussed American film ever made.
Yeah.
Like the original. And I would love to talk about it. I have a different standing to Harry, but I completely agree with Harry's reasoning for not wanting to talk about it. Like I just said, like the culture war that it has
It's
ignited.
just not fun.
It's just, yeah, exactly. But yeah, 10 years of The Force Awakens.
Wild.
Just quickly then, I'm going to run through the list quickly of other 10-year anniversary ones. We got Ex Machina, Kingsman Secret Service, 50 Shades of Grey, It Follows, Furious 7, Harry,
Hell
big
yeah.
smile, Avengers Age of Ultron, Mad Max Fury Road, Jurassic World, Inside Out, Ant-Man, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Straight Outta Compton, Legend, The Martian, Steve Jobs, Bridge of Spies, Crimson Peak, Room, Bone Tomahawk, which still gives me nightmares with a certain scene, Spectre, Spotlight, Carol, Creed, The Big Short, obviously Star Wars: The Force Awakens, The Hateful Eight, and The Revenant.
Wow.
Good movies.
It follows was our pilot episode for this podcast.
Which
It Follows
yeah.
was, yeah. So
Yeah.
Wow.
happy
The
10th birthday.
You're
It
telling me
Follows.
that for the first time. Wow. Right, gun to your head. Dan loves this expression from
Oh,
me.
This is the third time he's used it in
Yeah.
2 episodes.
Yeah, pulling out my old reliable. Given that this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, blow your head clean off. If I put gun to your head, and you
Yep.
can only, and we know what Harry's answer would be. If you had to pick a favourite from that list, that short list, what would it be and why?
A favourite.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
I know what mine is, but I'm gonna let you guys go first.
I think I know what mine is. As in, if I had all these films on some form of physical media or access to them, and I'm going home to watch it today, which one am I picking? With a gun to your head.
yeah. Also, I can say which one's the best.
I can't say the
Apples and
best.
oranges. Yeah,
Too much
so
of this
yeah.
is incomparable. for
Right,
that
I
to
think
really
I think
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Is anyone going to say?
I'm gonna say Mad Max Fury Road.
I was gonna say Mad Max Fury Road, but I'll go for It Follows.
Again, probably like the correct answer is Fury Road. The personal answer is probably Furious 7, but yeah, Fury Road is.
No, say Furious 7.
Furious 7.
I'm going to go against the grain now. You've all gone with Fury Road. Well, Charlie hasn't, but
No.
you do surprise me. There's another.
What did you think I was?
No, sorry. I just keep doing these little tiny peep show
You
references.
like
for
Peep Show,
just
don't
Dan.
you? It's happening. I'm telling you now.
I'm going to go with Creed. Ryan Coogler's Creed.
You
Nice.
did give us a very good explanation of you introducing Creed to some people.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
who, and that when you watch it again, you thought about everything about it, and it was actually a very. Would you say underrated in certain aspects?
I watched Creed in the cinema. Did you guys watch it in the cinema in 2015?
Yes. Yeah.
I've never seen a Rocky movie.
Yeah, Harry. Why? This freaks me out because he would be the biggest fan.
Yeah,
That-
I know. I should watch 1 and 4 in the Creed.
Do you
yeah,
know
yeah. Basically.
Right, so the fact that you've not seen Rocky is mad. What to me is even more mad is we got told, hide your head in shame. Ollie's never seen any Lord of the Rings film.
That's fine.
I've got one.
That's still mad. It's mad.
Yeah, because I was going to do a hot take later on because King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong, turns 20 this year, and I was going to say that's Peter Jackson's best film,
Yeah,
but
it's a
then I
good
knew
movie.
he was going to hang, drawn, and quarter me because he's
I-
like, "How can you say that when you haven't seen Lord of the Rings?"
I do have to mention the one thing I will always mention. Firstly, good movie, great movie, in fact. Also, one of the best PS2.
Yes,
first-person shooter.
yeah.
Unironically banged.
Yeah.
Right,
Sorry, but go back to Creed.
Back onto Creed, yeah.
Creed. I for my money, and I would push for us to do an episode about this at some point. But along with Blade Runner 2049 and Doctor Sleep, I would say Creed is probably the best legacy sequel ever made.
That was it. That was what you said. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
if you
yeah.
if you think about the tidal wave of bringing back nostalgic properties over the last sort of 20 years, Creed does it with such style and panache, and it's just cool. It's just a fucking cool movie, man.
Yeah,
Great
definitely
soundtrack.
need to revisit it. Yeah.
So what other things you want to? So I picked Mad Max Fury Road. I first saw this in London at the O2 Arena at the Cineworld Super Screen, and it's got it's 2 levels. It's got a balcony. I remember that because it starts off with, obviously we don't know that it is Mad Max at the time, but like that figure standing next to the car, and then when that first set of wheels comes basically like from over the top of you, I thought I was going to go deaf because the sound design in that is insane. And not just that, it's all of the, like, some of it looks like painted artwork. Yeah. Like the bit where they're going into the store, where they're chasing them into the storm. Oh, that whole, it's just
I thought the film, like, you could end that film there and it's already done enough. Like,
there is the day for night stuff doesn't look particularly great.
I love how hyper real that film looks. Everything looks so vibrant and so it's
overly
again
colourful.
It's so I think it's one of the only films that makes it work. It just looks so vivid and so I had this argument with a friend because they were like, well, I don't like how a lot of Furiosa looks. It just looks too fake. And like, it's kind of supposed to. It's kind of supposed to sear itself into 100%. Eyeballs.
That's just my sensibilities. It kind of irritates me a tiny bit. And that's one tiny thing out of a film that is otherwise perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really find a fault in Fury Road, can you? Charlie, do you like it?
Yeah, I saw it at the BFI, and again, my ears melted. I think that and Blade Runner 2049, the sound at BFI with that.
And I assume, we had to turn down Dunkirk as well at one point, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because the gunshots
at the beginning.
A bit, But you said It Follows, right?
Yeah. Just a from someone who watches a lot of kind of B-movie horror and kind of mainstream horror and everything, it was just nice to see an original idea, and it's just kind of it stayed with me now.
Yeah,
and
we will release.
Yeah, we will release our pilot. I feel like we have to.
Yeah,
it will take. We did it online, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did it online. So it should be easy to.
But we will at some point.
Together.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bonus maybe, but
we could do a release the pilot and then like an addendum redux on the end of it where we just sort of like do an update, because I'm not on it and I love It Follows.
When you said release the pilot, it just automatically went release the Snyder cut. We did start a movement. Release the pilot.
Release the missing scene pilot.
What we could do is like Ollie's reaction to it.
Oh, well, I reacted to your pilot episode.
That might be a shout, because we did end credit scenes in that,
and we did
So
we did. And there was theories in it, because I had a table of like a timeline table theory. Yeah, we had there was tons in it.
I went through a phase where because I was trying to be like a really well-read, pretentious film snob, and I was literally only 14, 15 at the time, where I went to HMV at our local city centre, where it was in its previous lot before because it's moved sites at that city centre like 5 times now. And I would go in there and just pick whatever Blu-ray was in the charts and just buy it regardless of what it was. And I went in there. No, seriously. I cycled there a lot after school, from school, and I bought It Follows and The Babadook in that same sort of mindset of going in there, just being like, I want to broaden my horizons. Obviously, not that broad, but like just picking up things that were in the charts. And I absolutely adored It Follows. It introduced me to Disaster Piece. I actually remember, I lent it to you, didn't I, Harry? Yeah. When we worked at our previous cinema together. I love that film, and I can't wait for the sequel.
They follow. Is it They Follow?
Yeah, They Follow,
I think again, another one of has it only been 10 years, right? I think this is, again, another sort of line in the sand between this and The Babadook. Was that also the same?
I think that was 2014.
But that was like the sort of turn of, horror movies are good again.
Yeah.
Like people talking about them and them being an event in a way that has definitely been a change we've seen over the past decade.
Harry, you picked
I was gonna say, yeah. So
Furious 7.
So Fury Road, I will agree, is perfect. It's probably one of the best action movies ever made. My defense of Furious 7 is it is the best 12A action movie ever made. If you want an action movie you can take your kids to, it ticks every single box. I will say I think it's a perfect movie. The only things that are wrong with it exist for reasons. Doesn't need Ronda Rousey in it, let's be honest, nothing does. And the ending is a bummer, but dude died, so of course it is. I never liked Fast and Furious growing up. I watched the 8th one not knowing what it really was. Was like, I need more of this in my life. Did 5, 6 and 7.
You started on 8.
Started on 8 in said cinema. Was like, I don't know how they got to this fucking submarine, but I need to know.
When you think back to it, it is mad the trajectory of this series, isn't it?
Again, believe me, I can talk about this for longer than anyone here wants to listen to. But yeah, watched 5, 6, and 7 in one night, which is, I think they were the extended cuts as well. And was probably cheering at the end of 7 more than any movie. That opening, Jason Statham, like, starts on the gun, pans up to reveal it's Jason Statham in the hospital. Pans away to show that he's just shot his way through the hospital just to go see his brother. Perfect. It escalates on itself, like every
it insists
time
upon itself, Lois. It insists upon itself.
Every time you think that they have gotten to the stupidest point they can possibly reach, it gets stupider, and I fucking love that about it.
So good, John. When you sent that photo. You sent us a photo of the Furious.
It was the Hot Wheels. Yeah, it was the Hot Wheels cars or whatever.
Yeah, the Hot Wheels cars. Yeah, I was like, I didn't believe you.
No.
But I was so glad that.
Yeah, no, these are a genuine.
It just makes me happy.
And I think it's because, again, I will, as I've dragged Ollie to see the last couple, and as much as I enjoy those films, the last ones aren't that good.
I really enjoyed the most recent one.
I fucking love what's his name in it. Jason Momoa. I don't know what Jason Momoa is channeling, but
here we go. He's just like he's painting his nails in one scene.
No, he's painting a dead guy's
nails.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. While he's like dressed as someone's nan. It's incredible. I think they have gotten. They've gotten a bit, again, you can tell the people directing it maybe don't love it as much as Justin Lin did before Justin Lin got back on the horse and then got off the horse and then stayed away from the horse and is now never referring to the horse again. Yeah. 5, 6 and 7 are just good fucking movies, man. And anyone watch those films, get to the 7th one and tell me you don't cry over Paul Walker, you're a fucking liar. Anyway,
any other from the 10th quickly that you want to quickly? I mean, we haven't even mentioned Jurassic World, the return of that, and that because that was a massive film as well.
Ollie
like when we were working in it, that was huge.
Yeah.
Ollie was saying about very successful nostalgia plays. I think we're probably at the point of saying Jurassic World not very successful in terms of anyone actually like all of those movies.
We did a trailer reaction.
I've still not seen the trailer. I read the description and boy.
And I said like I will give Jurassic World credit in that it is the only one, well, I say that I'm going to go on a tangent. Jurassic World on the surface is the only one post the original that has done a fairly different story other than we need to return to the secret second island that was hidden all along and there's whatever, like a ragtag team are going to recover this sample from somewhere and it's like fuck off. At least it's doing something different in quotation marks like we say. But yeah, no, I agree, Harry. I rewatched that, I can't remember when, but within the last like 18 months and I didn't love it as much as I did in the cinema.
The world just didn't need them, and it's even more annoying that the one bit of this franchise that I do want to, or of the new area of the franchise that I want to watch, is apparently when the second one turns into a fucking Haunted Mansion movie with Velociraptors.
Yes, so I was just about to say
I want that movie without all the other bullshit.
Maybe
keep Jeff Goldblum.
I have a soft spot for the is it Fallen Kingdom? I don't know why it's called
that. Well, no,
it
wasn't it like Extinction? I swear that had a different name before it came out.
It might have done. It gets to this. It just goes into this bizarre, almost like German expressionistic Gothic manner where they're like drug cartels auctioning off dinosaurs. I'm like, that's cool. That's weird.
That bit looks rad, and then I realised that there's like 2 hours of a movie either side of that, and I just can't be doing with this.
Do you guys like Jurassic World? You two?
I haven't. Do you know what? It's one of those films that is constantly on telly. It's always on ITV or something.
Yeah.
And if it's on, I don't pay attention to it. It's not something that if it was on, like it's difficult because I like the idea that we finally get to see the park open. I really like that idea, and we got to see them actually develop the park and all stuff like that. And then I kind of after that, I haven't even seen the third one. Is it Dominion?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
There's no amount of Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum to the level that Harry loves David Lynch. If you go on my Twitter, I photoshopped about 3-4 years ago my top 4 favorite living people onto the Mount Rushmore, and Jeff Goldblum takes pride of place. I think Dan's going to fact check that now. But anyway, I love Jeff Goldblum, and even him in that movie is not enough to save it. It's bizarre. It's weird. I can't remember if I've said this to you guys. As a kid, I never really liked the first Jurassic Park. Of the Spielberg films, it wasn't one that I really went to or gravitated to a lot. I remember watching Raiders a lot and Jaws and even Hook. And I rewatched Jurassic Park in 2023, and I was like, this is absolutely amazing.
It's real good.
This is incredible. I mean, it goes without saying it's fucking Spielberg, but I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
That was my 10 pence.
No.
Someone else saying Jurassic Park is great.
You have a pocket full of 10 pences.
No, don't say that. You're going to make me really paranoid now.
No, I'm joking.
I'm not going to speak for the rest of the episode.
There you are. You know you can't help it.
Yeah.
Anything else off that list?
Where'd the list go? Sorry, I've lost
Got a list there.
a bit of page.
Dan, you
Not
like
really.
Bone Tomahawk, don't you?
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
I've
I've
heard
seen
that
it,
film.
you know.
It's brutal.
So Bone Tomahawk follows... Oh, I've forgotten his name. Who's in the thing?
Kurt
Russell.
Kurt Russell. Follows Kurt Russell, who is like the sheriff of a little town in in the west, or how, and a load like a group of people. I think it's a doctor, someone's daughter, and that get taken by some like native. They're not Indians. They're weird. Like basically kind of like these. I'd say native. Yeah, we'll call them natives of the land. And the journey is them going to go save these people that have been taken. And the people that have taken them have, like death whistles? Mm-hmm. It's a bit like that, but it's more like a death growl. And what they've done is they've cut a hole in their neck so they can't speak. So every time they go open their mouth to shout, this horrid comes out of their throat. So these are the type, and they're all painted in white clay. They're like big guys. So they've taken these people. So it's their journey to go and save these people. And then one of Kurt Russell, I think, ends up killing one of these natives and takes the thing out of their neck and to basically kind of do like a call to say, "Oh, I'm one of you," kind of thing. Anyway, he gets into it. Do you mind if I spoil anything?
No, go ahead.
And he gets it. He finds this cave. You might have seen photos of it. He finds this cave. And then he gets caught and he's put in prison. And the girl's in there, and then this other person that was on the journey with him is in the prison. And then these two people just come out, take his mate, they scalp him in front of him, shove his scalp in his mouth, and then they lift him up. They strip him, lift him upside down by his legs, and then with a cleaver made out of like bone, just cut him in half from his basically his groin all the way through him, but they don't shy away from it. And that scene, and Kurt Russell's just there screaming, like, "Don't do it, please stop!" Like just constantly, and that scene stays with you.
So
it is horrid.
It's a western.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
sort
like
of
a horror
supernatural
no.
element to it. But it's, there was like a real The Revenant being on there as well, like a trend of these revisionist westerns that are really gory.
It
follows.
yeah.
Not it follows. Christian Bale's in it. I really liked it. Came out a few years after. Hostiles came out a few years later. Just like these revisionist westerns that are just like ultra gory.
Yeah.
And also kind of morally just like painting everybody as equally
Everyone,
fucking
everyone.
nasty.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I like The Revenant as well.
I think
will
you'd
watch
really
it.
enjoy it.
I will watch it on
It's-
your
It's
recommendation.
made by the same guy that did,
did-
that Vince Vaughn prison film.
Prison one, and then he did a Mel Gibson.
Oh, I
one, didn't he?
love
Oh,
that.
Dragged Across Concrete.
Yeah.
It's that.
Brawl in Cell Block.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
so it's the
I
same
love
director as that. I think that
love
was his first film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm sold.
you've
I'm
got to watch it. Honestly, it's really good. It is
Again, in
really good.
terms of stuff that we were saying in previous episodes, if we don't really know what we're talking about, we probably can't get into how good that is as a representation of Native American culture or whatever the fuck. My one knowledge of this film is that even the people that are like, there are bits in this that are problematic, still fucking love it for how like impressive it is in terms of its violence and its tone and its...
I don't think the representation
it's not
of the
that
natives
type of
is it's not. They're not actual like Indians.
Yeah,
They're just some kind of like weird tribe.
Yeah.
It's I don't think they're.
It's an authentic First Nations
Yeah, it's not-
tribe
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
like
it's not,
historically based on it. Yeah, I get what you mean. I didn't think so. When you said that they cut their throats out, I thought
But
you were
it's
talking
like
about some
Death
like
Growl. It's
supernatural-
Death Growl was horrid as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yes, it's great film. Great film.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
you've got,
me
honestly,
and Charlie
I'm
are gonna watch
you need
it.
to watch it. You need to. So we move on to 20, or is there anything else you want to add quickly before we leave?
I'm just looking at the list.
You got
Spectre came and went, didn't it?
Yep.
Moving on to
For me, it is every other one of those James Bond movies are good. Casino Royale is great. Then there's then Quantum of Solace, which isn't. Then there's Skyfall, which is great. Then there's Spectre, which isn't. Which meant No Time to Die should have been good. Anyway,
Spectre. There are elements to it. Batista coming back as like a Red Grant, and them doing like a kind of throwback to From Russia with Love, Brawl on the Train. I thought was cool. And then I actually think that the casting of Blofeld in that film is one of the best bits of casting ever. And then they get to the reveal that he's evil because he's his long lost brother, and I'm just like, fuck off. It's literally Austin Powers. Yeah. That is the twist at the third Austin. Yeah. Dr. Evil, I'm actually your brother, Austin. It's like that's the twist at the end of Spectre, and I remember being like, oh, God's sake. That's why, James. I was the bird that was kicked out of the nest to make room for you, James. That's why I've been plotting all along, James. I was pulling the string. Fuck off. Lost me completely. But yeah, let's move on.
Just quickly, we all worked for 50 Shades of Grey, didn't we?
Yes.
And fuck me.
Or
never
only
wanna
the later ones.
Yeah, no,
I
the
was
later
not
ones
the
for me,
original.
sorry.
Okay, we worked the original.
We did. Yeah.
Never want to work anything like that ever
No,
again.
thank
Let's
you.
move on. So, 20th anniversary. I'll just read through the list again quickly, and then so we just do what we did last time. Pick one each, yeah?
Yep.
Right, so 20th anniversary. This is where it's going to get, for me, possibly a bit more nostalgic because it's around
Holy
the time.
shit.
Yeah.
You're old virgin.
Right,
Mhm.
so we've got
60. Bloody hell.
so we got for 20th anniversary we've got Electra,
Hell
Hitch,
yeah,
Electra, Constantine, the Pacifier, Robot, Sin City, Sahara, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Crash, Crash,
The bad Crash.
the bad Crash, Kingdom of Heaven, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Madagascar, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Batman Begins, War of the Worlds, Fantastic Four, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Wedding Crashers, The Devil's Rejects, Sky High, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Red Eye, Lord of War, Pride and Prejudice, Wolf Creek, Corpse Bride, A History of Violence, Serenity, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Walk the Line, Brookback Mountain, Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, King Kong, Munich, The New World. I didn't run out of breath doing that one.
This is a mixed
Pick one
year.
each, lads, and we're not going to pick Star Wars because we'll end up talking about that ourselves anyway. No, we wouldn't. Oh, is that the one? Ollie pulled a face. He would have picked Star Wars, I assume.
No, I wouldn't. But I would. Revenge of the Sith holds a special place in my heart. That was the first Star Wars film I ever watched.
Was it?
Yeah, in
Like in
2005.
cinema or just in general?
In general, it was,
Was it
the
really?
first Star Wars film I ever
Mine was
watched.
Attack of the Clones, so I'm glad that I'm not the only one who came in. A really bad entrance point.
Wow. Yeah, Constantine.
So
Constantine
I've always
has a-
heard-
that holds a
I've
little
always
special
heard
place in
really
my heart.
underrated, right?
Yeah,
Like,
very underrated.
Yeah.
I watched it recently. I showed Ashley 'cause she hadn't seen it, and I watched it and I was like, "This is
That
great.
is like
This
the
great.
that is like the one high point in a lot of very low points for Keanu Reeves. Like I feel there's a whole wilderness where he's otherwise doing shit like fucking the Day the Earth Stood Still remake. And a lot of
I
stuff
don't
is just
really
like
remember
really
a lot of that one.
a lot of it is just like very budget, but people have always said no, actually Constantine is the one in there.
The sheer amount of AI trailers for Constantine 2 is
See, I have
baffling.
a Mandela effect in that I always thought there was a Constantine 2 with like a subheading that's like something stupid like Constantine
Well, it's
Reverence or Judgment or something like that. The same way I always thought until like 10 years ago that there was a third Gremlins movie.
that seems to be fair. That seems possible that could be one like a sort like there are 3 Jarhead movies. You just don't know about the other ones. Like those,
like
they're so totally the type of film I could imagine
Yeah.
the Scorpion King 3 that doesn't feature The Rock and no one cares.
yeah,
Seems
exactly.
in that sort of
For some bizarre reason, I can picture, even though it doesn't exist, like a 2-pack DVD in CEX of Constantine 1 and 2, and there's only one.
2 packs in it. Wild.
That would be a miracle.
Right, pick one each then. Pick one each.
Can I go?
Of course you can.
History of Violence is the best film on this list by
Yeah,
quite a
I-
distance.
Have you seen History of Violence?
What do you mean? Have I seen a history of?
Well,
violence?
I don't know what
I'm the biggest Cronenberg fan at this table by a considerable margin.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Again, this probably says how good a History of Violence is. Most Cronenberg films I can't deal with. History of Violence is fucking good.
It's so good.
Also End of an Era because it was the last film officially released in the US at least on VHS.
Yep.
Based on a comic book by the guy that does all of Cannibal Corpse's album art. Not a good comic book. But it rips, man. That opening scene is horrific. The sex scene on the stairs also pretty horrific in its own fucking way. And then when he finally goes back to Philly and is just blowing the shit out of everyone
Because
with
that
weaponry.
that film and Eastern Promises are the 2 films that weren't ever like what he'd done before.
Yeah,
right?
so it's- and they
everything
were-
else is body horror.
Yeah, and they were both pretty close together. Eastern Promises,
Yeah,
I think,
they
was like
came after the
2008 or
other, yeah.
whatever.
There are gnarly bits in both where you can
Yeah.
see, but like what is it? The one before
gore,
that
like-
it was Existence before that, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And then Crash before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
It's
can
like, if
see.
If you ever like go through all the things that they can rate films for, and you wonder what gore detail means, what's a History of Violence? So that will, and my other like favorite bit of like tidbit about this movie, there was a bit where someone came up to it, like one of the other people in the production was like, well, he's gonna have a dream about Ed Harris's character, and Ed Harris is gonna be all really fucked up, and wouldn't it be really great if like we came up with this really like fucked up imagery of him like pulling a gun out of his own stomach, and Cronenberg was like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I got that like 10 years ago, right?
There is William Hurt is probably my favourite performance of his in this film.
Yeah.
The bit where he goes, "How do you fuck that up?" What's your pick for best film of this?
I'm struggling because we've already. I probably would have picked Constantine, how we pronounce it, because that holds a special. That is a. I loved it from when I first saw it, and a lot of people it kind of got rinsed and it wasn't great. But I can't remember the guy's name. He's the Russian guy that's in like is in like Armageddon. He's in the. He basically plays the devil.
The guy. Yeah.
His performance as the devil in that is perfect. Everything about that film, to me, the performances in it are great. They are really good performances. The story in it is great as well. I didn't see at the time what people's problem was with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So I'm going to pick it anyway. That's the one I'd pick because that holds a special place in my. I remember that was like, so every Easter, my parents would get us a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever it was at the time to go with an egg. So we would get a film to go with and that was one of the I got. I remember one year I got the Matrix trilogy on Blu-ray, and one year I got Constantine, and that just holds a special place in my heart.
Hell yeah! That's the idea of eating an Easter egg and watching Constantine.
Yeah, so literally every single year, Easter egg film each, and that was us for the day.
Picture this. There is an alternate timeline out there somewhere where Constantine, Batman Begins, and Superman Returns coalesced and formed the first real cinematic comic book universe.
It's mad, isn't it?
Like, there were probably discussions that there is no... And obviously you got the weird George Miller, which I'd love to see, but the George Miller Justice League thing that was concurrently going along. But there probably was a conversation at some point with somebody at some level, don't know how far it got, where they were saying, is there any way we could cross over Constantine with Superman Returns or Batman Begins? Weird to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, very strange.
What about you, Charlie?
I'm gonna go Wedding Crashers, I think.
Oh,
Just for I quite vividly remember going to see it with a load of friends. But that's the only. I couldn't tell you what happens. I know that Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are in it.
and they crash weddings. I'm being a right dick on this episode, aren't I?
So good.
Yeah, is that
maybe
do you
Wolf Creek?
Oh, Wolf! I remember Wolf Creek coming out and that being
Australian.
Yeah, that Australian guy. I never want to go to the Outback after watching that. What about you, Ollie?
I'm scared to say
Just
my
say
answer.
it.
No, just say
Just
it.
say
Harry
it.
knows
I
what I'm
know.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Listen, right?
After I just got
He
fucking
just-
attacked.
He just said Wedding Crashers. I've said like
Look, I'm
gonna be
Ollie,
basic.
You can't be. I know what the answer is. I'm already disappointed. You're good.
I'm going to be basic
The
and vanilla
disappointment's
and go Batman Begins.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
I will do, even if I have to come in here on my own, break in
No.
and do an episode on my own and
No,
talk about.
you won't be. We just have to force Harry and tie him down to listen to us talk about it.
I could make a case that Batman Begins not only is the best of that trilogy, it's definitely the least. As much as I really love those other two films, you get to The Dark Knight Rises and there's a lot of just pontificating and talking and just like people in silly costumes talking about grand ideas, and it's like, mate, you're a Batman movie, like lower, but like, so in that regard, Batman Begins is the most efficient. It's the most accessible. You can put it on. It's less than 2:20, which you can't say about the third one.
Yep.
It's got really good performances from Cillian Murphy and Katie Holmes, and I stand by the fact that it's a massive shame that she didn't come back for the second one.
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool, and we owe a lot to it. And as much as there's a theory at the moment that Oppenheimer is Christopher Nolan's atonement for what the fucking Batman trilogy.
I thought you were going to say that they were in the same universe.
Oppenheimer became Batman.
Yeah, the Christopher Nolan is really speaking to the lens when Oppenheimer stands there and says, I've started a chain reaction which is going to destroy the world. He's very much looking back at the Batman trilogy and being like, what the fuck have I done to blockbuster cinema? Like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know what I was starting with these films. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't agree.
I like Batman Begins. That'd be my opinion.
I think a thing you're not going to expect me to say. I think there is some cool shit in Batman Begins. I think I know, right? I really like the look of the city with all like the hover trains and shit. Shame that they got rid of all that and then just turned it into Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 100%. This is why I love Begins. Why I say I think it could be the best of the trilogy. The Narrows in that film. The design of that gnarly.
For me, that is one of my biggest issues with a lot of Chris Nolan stuff, is that it just ends up deprived of any sort of style or anything good to look at, and that is one of the few examples where I say, actually, no, he does. There is an imagery to that, and I do think that it's probably that was less his cool than it was, people than set designs, whatever, and the more it became him, the less interesting it became.
You look at Begins and it's like there's so much. It's like there's Blade Runner, there's all these sorts of cool sources, and then you get to the Dark Knight and it's Michael Mann, and it's like that's cool.
There's quite a shift in.
I'm
in design,
firmly of the
there?
belief that Batman Begins, visually speaking, is the far and away the most interesting of that trilogy.
There was quite a big gap between that and the Dark Knight, wasn't there?
3 years, yeah.
It's quite a big gap, isn't
By
it?
today's standards.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be fucking 10 years between the Batman and the Batman Part 2.
Oh, don't get started on that.
No, don't get me started. Seriously.
Yeah,
seriously. Fucking Robert Pattinson's meant to be the young Batman. He's going to be older than Ben Affleck when the Batman Part 2 comes out. And Ben Affleck was meant to be the old, grizzled Batman.
Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of into that as much. I love that Batman movie.
You do.
I love it for Robert Pattinson being just some fucking grouchy old rich. Like, even better, if he has back pain, that just makes him more relatable. Like,
Sorry.
That's fine. No. So we'll wrap up 20. Anything else you want to add to the 20th anniversary of anything?
King Kong is
King
great.
Kong.
King Kong
King
is
Kong's
great.
great.
The PS2 game.
That
is really
I
good.
still get nightmares about. The Andy Serkis being eaten by this fucking worm thing.
Yeah. And it's just the way the sound design. When that one envelops his head,
and he just-
you can hear him screaming,
Yeah.
and
Through
oh
it,
my
like,
god.
through it.
I'll tell you what gave me nightmares as a kid: the indigenous people on that island at the start, the really decrepit old woman, fucking terrifying. Really, really, I love that film.
If you like that sort of like makeup design, let me recommend a trilogy called The Lord of the Rings.
He's done me there.
You might be into
He's
it.
made me look alright, Mark.
Other things I will say, it is fucking baffling to me that Electra was a 2005 film. You could have told me that was 1999 and I'd believe you.
Yeah.
Sin City, I've known too many people who think that is the best movie ever made. And then the sequel came out and then they were nicely humbled.
I must say also I have a soft spot for two films that I haven't mentioned on here. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mhm.
I just like how weird it is, and
Yep.
it's just a nice little kiddie film. And Martin Freeman, everything about it. Alan Rickman is the sad big old robot.
Yeah.
Just I think that's a great film.
The
And,
70s TV show is better.
and The Pacifier with Vin Diesel.
Who says the
Looking
Vin
after
Diesel one?
kids is a little, that if that pops up on a Sunday on Comedy Central, I'm down. I'm watching
Yeah.
it. I'm not turning it over.
I also love Madagascar. I really,
Oh,
really
yeah,
like
yeah.
Madagascar.
There's great films on it. Madagascar to me is mad. There's 20.
Yeah, that,
yeah.
again,
I
feels,
think the anime.
that feels like a film I watched when I was a child and like
Yeah.
realizing that actually no, I was probably like 14, 15 or whatever.
Should we move on to 25?
Let's do it.
I think these were going up in tens, but I think they do 25 because it's quarter of a century. Right, so 25th anniversary list. The Boondock Saints,
Yep.
Scream 3, The Beach, Pitch Black, Erin Brockovich, Final Destination, Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai, High Fidelity, American Psycho, Kevin and Perry Go Large. Fucking hell, that's 25 years
all the
old.
classics.
Love and Basketball, The Virgin Suicides, Gladiator, Dinosaur, Road Trip, Mission Possible 2, Shanghai Noon, that Big Mama's House, Gone in 6 Seconds, Shaft, Chicken Run, Me, Myself and Irene, The Patriot, But I'm a Cheerleader. I've never even heard of that. Scary Movie, X-Men, What Lies Beneath, Coyote Ugly, The Cell, Bring It On, Snatch, Almost Famous, Billy Elliot, Dancer in the Dark, Meet the Parents, Requiem for a Dream, Charlie's Angels, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Unbreakable, Dude, Where's My Car, The Emperor's New Groove, What Women Want, Castaway, Miss Congeniality, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Traffic, Shadow of a Vampire. Now, to me, from the 25th anniversary, this is where it gets hard for me because this is the age. That's not for you, Charlie. Go.
The Boondock Saints.
The Boondock Saints.
Sorry, can I just interject super quick? But I'm a Cheerleader. I've never seen it, but it's meant to be really good. It's a movie about a really sort of, I'm using these words in the loosest possible sense, conventionally attractive, pretty sort of high school girl who is a cheerleader who starts to realise that she's gay.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's always like, she's like wrestling with that, being like, from what I've been told, and loads of people have recommended it to me. I've seen the trailer. It looks really funny. It's that same sort of tone as like Mean Girls, Legally Blonde. And she's like, a lesbian, but I'm a cheerleader. I'm supposed to be with the jocks and everything. She's like wrestling with this sort of like almost like a. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no.
it's on my,
Experience that sounds intriguing.
it's meant to be really funny. It's on my watch list. It might be one of those things where you put it on, like we were talking about American Pie, where some things haven't aged well, a bit like Chasing Amy or Shallow Hal, where you're like, oh god. But but it's on my watch list. I want to check it out.
No, I agree. After explaining that, definitely. So you saying Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
Go. For it. I think you said just yeah. As soon as I said that, you said yeah. Didn't even want to hear. the rest of this.
Young Norman Reedus, Sean Patrick Flannery, Billy Connolly plays their dad with the worst Irish American accent ever. It's kind of like it's a like organized crime film. Two brothers from Boston who are kind of Irish American become vigilantes, dress up like Neo, and go and kill all these organized crime people. It's fucking great. Willem Dafoe is the eccentric cop who is tasked to go after them. There's a scene in which he shouts to the clouds and puts his hands up in the air. There was a firefight. It's fucking amazing. The director, Troy Duffy, was kind of the film was picked up and then it was dropped. So it never got.
Am I right in thinking it's because of the Columbine shooting?
Yes.
I've heard. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it through that prism.
There's a documentary about it called Overboard, which goes into a lot of that. And they released a second one.
There's a second one.
So the Boondock Saints 2 is called All Saints Day and is.
You don't need to say anymore.
Yeah. Honorable mentions.
Just quickly. Let
Yeah. Sorry.
so
yeah.
you got.
No, you go do.
Um,
Mine is mostly honourable mentions.
Nobody's allowed to say Unbreakable yet. That's mine.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to.
I knew you weren't.
Go on, the child. Go on.
American Psycho.
Yep.
And What Lies Beneath.
Oh, What Lies Beneath still scares me to this day after watching it.
Yeah.
When I shouldn't have watched it.
Watched it about a month ago and almost shit my pants.
That bath scene. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. I have a friend, my old line manager at a previous job, and we just got talking about movies, and she is about 10 years my senior, and she's a lovely lady. If she's listening, she'll know who she is, obviously. And I said to her, what's your favourite movie? And she said, without missing a beat, What Lies Beneath.
Wow.
And I was like, I've never heard anyone say that's their favourite movie, but good for you. And she didn't seem like somebody that loved movies like a nerd like we do.
Yeah.
So I was like, good for you.
I want to see that. You've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus now as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Fox?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not watching that because it still scares the shit out of me.
Shannon hadn't seen it, so I introduced it, and it went down well.
Good film.
Went down well.
Very good. Go on then, Harry.
So I think this is possibly two things that strike me about this list. This is possibly.
Sorry, Harry, can you just move just a tiny bit closer to your.
Move a little bit better?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, nice. I think this is probably the worst list of the ones we've got here. I also think it might be the most important in terms of where we are now, the amount of stuff that, like, films that you look at and go, well, that's trash, and that actually has ended up being weirdly influential, like Charlie's Angels, the sort of early 2000s.
You can see a big
can
theme
see
in this
that.
section, can't you?
You can see, like, Coyote Ugly, that was just passed off as a nothing movie and then got a massive cult following afterwards. As talking about the Fast and Furious, that doesn't exist probably if Gone in 60 Seconds doesn't get there. Like 2 years between the first one and that one. That they made Nick Cage driving a really fast car kind of boring is a travesty, but you know. And obviously, like, American Psycho has changed too much in the world. I'm probably going to take the really pretentious bit and say Ghost Dog Way of the Samurai.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best movie on here. It's just the movie that makes me happiest that it exists, you know? Someone who spent at least 3 years probably listening to nothing but the Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
The RZA soundtrack to that is incredible. Jim Jarmusch is just a person that needs to exist. Like, he's just a great person that makes weird shit for his own interests. That film rules. Is there anything else? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is really good.
I agree
Underrated
with that.
Coens, in my opinion. I really, really love Steven Soderbergh, and I do not like Traffic at all.
Have you got any plans to see Presents?
Maybe. Again, horror stuff.
Charlie's
It's
seen it.
the-
It's very good.
Yeah, I've heard really good. And Requiem for a Dream is on here. It's an amazing. In fact, we've got that and Dancer in the Dark, both amazing movies. Never fucking watching them again.
I literally just said that to Harry in the
Yeah.
car on the way here about Requiem for a Dream, and we weren't even talking about the anniversaries.
They
it came
are-
up in a different context, but I was
Yeah.
like, I don't ever want to watch that again. I don't want to own it, but I'm glad to have seen it.
They are very
Unfortunately, I own it.
very good. They are very good films in the way that they present their trauma. There's just a lot of fucking trauma. Dancer in the Dark is brutal in terms of just stop doing everything you're doing. Like, every choice just gets worse and worse. But yeah.
What about you, Ollie?
So much to
I
Harry's
don't think
annoyance-
you're gonna pick Unbreakable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Unbreakable. I just oh my god, I got gifted Unbreakable on DVD when I was about 6 or 7, and this was obviously way before any of them the MCU films had become big and superhero cape shit had become like the dominating cultural thing for whatever bizarre reason, because it made all the money in the world ever with Avengers. And I just, do you know what, right? As for everything that's said about M. Night Shyamalan, and I'm sure Harry could write many a book about his feelings towards that man. See, he's downplaying it. Like
when you said Unbreakable, he was shaking that head.
I just really like Bruce Willis's performance in that film. And it's like, say what you will, I just think as someone that I think at this table, I like superhero adjacent stuff and specifically American superhero comic books more than anybody else. And I've invested a lot of time in reading these sorts of things over the years and collecting and this sort of stuff. I just think it's a really realistic depiction of what would actually happen. I mean, it goes one of two ways, right? If somebody was to get superpowers, it'd either be some bizarre sort of Cronenberg body horror, disgusting nightmare, like Josh Trank tried to do with the Fantastic Four, and that's just a mess of a movie. Or Unbreakable, where he's this sort of like really browbeaten and solemn, depressed guy, but it gives him a new lease of life. And I also really like Samuel L. Jackson in that film, who is just bizarre and weird, and Mr. Glass is great.
I have a quick question for you then. How did you feel when it turned out Split was part of Unbreakable and then Glass came out?
Mate, I watched that opening night.
Which
we
talk about Split.
Yeah, because I am a Shyamalan fan. Trap is a masterpiece. I don't
I still
care.
want to watch Trap.
I think I gave Trap 4.5 stars last year.
4.5.
Yeah, it knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I was going to see that anyway, and I went with my grandparents, who are also Shyamalan fans. And I think because it was obviously billed as this sort of like really run-of-the-mill horror film, there was nobody other than my grandparents in the audience above the age of like 25. It was a Friday night. It was all teenagers going on dates and stuff. And when the James Newton Howard theme started to play at the end, the Mr. Glass theme, and Kevin's looking at himself in the mirror, I had what is the closest thing I can describe to like an out-of-body experience. I just started convulsing. I was like, oh my fucking God. It's like, this is a supervillain origin story. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And my grandparents didn't really understand what was going on. I explained to them. But I think I don't want to sound snobbish. I was probably the only person in that screen that actually recognized the opening cues of that piece of music, because I love that score. I love James Newton Howard. I was like, oh my fucking God, amazing. And then they don't need Bruce Willis to show up at the end and mug and say, Mr. Glass.
I get the feeling though they did that so then everybody, so it kind of, the people like you said that didn't know what was going on, they then knew.
Yeah, but
I think James McAvoy in that is brilliant.
Yeah,
I love him in that.
And I wrestle a lot with the movie Glass. I wrestle a lot with it.
Okay,
but that's a talk for another day.
Yeah, that's the one.
And honourable mention, Chicken Run. I watched that a lot as a kid.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Great.
I'd probably I can't believe I'm. Oh no, actually I can believe it. I'm going for Pitch Black.
I thought you would.
I really need to watch that movie.
Again, I think I must have gone through a Vin Diesel phase of loving Vin Diesel.
We've all been there.
And so I remember my dad got Pitch Black on VHS. Again, it was one of those films where I'm like, so what? It's 25th anniversary we're on, right?
Yeah.
So I would have been 7 when it came out. And it was one of those films where, again, it was like, oh, you probably shouldn't watch it. It's a 15 kind of thing. But I watched it anyway. And I watched it so much that the VHS got stuck in my telly.
No.
Yeah.
I've never experienced.
When you like, obviously you rewind the tape.
Yeah.
Where I was watching it, and it just staying there, and then I rewound it. The actual tape came out of it, and then as I pulled it out, it got caught, and all the tape, and it fucked it.
Shit.
That's how much I watched it. It was just Vin Diesel in that, just like that character, the persona. I was just hooked. The story, like everything. It was just simple. It was, they arrive on a planet, they need to get off the planet because when the suns go down, they don't come out for, I can't remember how many years it is, and then they're just being chased by these monsters that only come out at night, and everything about it was simple and enjoyable, and I love it.
What do you think of, because I've only seen Pitch Black, I really enjoyed it. By all accounts, Chronicles of Riddick is dog shit, but then Riddick is more of a return to the first one.
Yeah, so when Chronicles of Riddick came out, I was like, that's too much of a diverge off of the story to me.
Yeah, it looks like it makes him more of a superhero.
Yeah, it is very much like, and there's another race of people who are like not human and all this stuff, and I was like, it's a bit too much. And then they did Riddick, and again it was back to that kind of or more basic storytelling, where they have to get off the planet where like the sun basically destroys the planet they're on as it's turning.
Yeah.
And stuff. And there's the underground prison. If that was a sequel, I would have been that's more of a worthy sequel than I think Chronicles of Riddick is. But yeah, Pitch Black, man.
Do you have any runners up?
I did have one. I was going to add as an honourable mention. Where is it?
Was while you're looking, was Pitch Black your film on your name badge at any point?
No.
Was it just Demolition Man?
Demolition Man, Old Boy, and Dead Man's Shoes were my three. Someone else did have Pitch
Yeah,
Black.
yeah,
Someone did
someone
have
did
it,
have
but it
Pitch
wasn't
Black.
me. Yeah.
There was also someone who had the Chronicles of Riddick but hadn't seen the other two.
I think I know who that is. there was someone that also had Green Lantern 2011.
I mean we've missed out X-Men as well.
Again,
I like the first X-Men. Obviously not as good as X2, but I like the first X-Men. We didn't even talk about Gladiator.
if I can maybe, it will reach into the stuff that Ollie was saying, and I think with you mentioning X2, and I think I mentioned this when we talked about Logan, I think the reason why I don't like Unbreakable, and it's the same reason, I think these came out at the wrong time for me, so I wanted superhero movies, and then you
got realistic
you get
superhero.
X2, which is, you've got the bit where the guy's like, oh, well, my son's psychic powers made his mother take a drill to his head. Unbreakable was then 2 hours of Bruce Willis crying. Like, I just feel like
He's Ollie's on man.
It is just the same way I said The Wrestler is 2 hours of Mickey Rourke's back.
Exactly. We disagree very, very heavily on this.
I think my two honourable mentions are, one's gonna be Snatch. I don't know why, I just really like the film, and also where is it? The Cell.
Yeah.
Which I recently got on the Arrow 4K release. If you haven't seen
what that movie is.
The Cell is it's basically about a serial killer who he pretty much goes in. He's like created a world in his mind, and it's got J-Lo in it and Vince Vaughn, and they basically transport her into a serial killer's mind.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, it's his and it's fucking weird.
Uh-huh.
The production design, the costumes, everything about the design of that, for the time it came out, had not been seen and was weird as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a weird film because you're in the mind of a serial killer.
Vince Vaughn has a weird relationship with serial killer movies because he's in Psycho, which is
Yeah.
arguably the worst.
Yeah.
It's
But
Psycho
also
2, isn't
weird.
it?
No, he's in the remake.
The remake.
He's in the remake. Oh, yes, sorry.
But then
Yeah.
he did Freaky, which is a twist on
That's
Freaky
really
Friday,
good. I enjoy that.
which was one of my favourite films of that year.
Yeah, that
It
was really good. I
Yeah.
just enjoy him acting as a girl.
Exactly.
It was brilliant. But The Cell is definitely worth. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. It might not be up your
Yeah, I was going to
street,
say, it doesn't. It sounds
but
a bit.
Ollie, it's
Silent Hill
definitely
Yeah.
worth a watch for you. Definitely.
Sounds like something I'd like.
30th anniversary. So we jump on.
Yep.
Right. So, this is gonna make me sad. Not that I was like 2 when these came out, but anyway. So we've got Shallow Grave, Before Sunrise, In the Mouth of Madness, Billy Madison, The Quick and the Dead, Tank Girl, Bad Boys, The Goofy Movie, While You Were Sleeping, Friday, Crimson Tide, The City of Lost Children, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Braveheart, Casper, John. How on earth do you pronounce?
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic, The Bridge of Madison County, Batman Forever, Pocahontas, Apollo 13, Shallow Grave, Before Sunrise, In the Mount. Oh, did I just
You've
double
got
up?
a lot of repeats on this.
Oh shit, I doubled up. Oh yeah, Apollo 13. That was it. So we end on Apollo 13.
That's quite a short list.
Either that or I missed the second half of that list.
I'm going to do a super quick Google because none of those I absolutely love. I have a soft spot for the Joel Schumacher Batman one, just because I think that's the
I watched that as a kid. That was
That's my favourite of the original 4. I think it's the most accessible, and I think Joel Schumacher at the time being one of the only openly gay blockbuster filmmakers doing like a very, very pointedly camp version of Batman. I would be really happy if James Gunn did something similar to that for the Batman that they're going to be doing against Robert Pattinson. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what they'll end up doing
Or
is putting.
My concern is that he's going to do something along those lines, but it's not going to be sincere. It's going to be taking the piss out of it.
100%.
And you're better. I think it would be way more interesting to just like play it straight.
Yep.
I
think what will probably end up happening, because they don't have any money, is they'll probably just retroactively turn Robert Pattinson into the Batman of, which I wouldn't mind, but I really want them to just lean in on the Batman is a children's character. This is children's fantasy, disposable entertainment for kids, 3-color comics, all that sort of jazz, and just lean into the really out there, wacky Silver Age 60s stuff, which Joel Schumacher did in that film. I have to be completely honest, I haven't seen a lot of those. I have a soft spot for Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah,
If I had to rank the Die Hard films after the first one, I would go Die Hard 3.
We're on 30th, yeah?
So in my house we would.
I have missed a section. Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah.
Can Charlie just finish it?
Yeah,
I'm poised to see what Charlie has
So
to say.
Die Hard with a Vengeance was always the film that me and my mum would watch out of all the Die Hards, because Jeremy Irons was her favourite actor.
Nice.
So we would watch that.
Also,
sometimes twice in a day. But there's just the music in that as well.
Yeah.
Like when they're like going through the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but like Jeremy Irons, it's like his back, he gets into a car, like all that sort of weird stuff. And Sam Jackson
also giving us one of the best memes when the opening of the film where Bruce Willis is wearing that sign.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm about to see some, like, what you say, like, I'm about to see a honky get murdered or something like that. I love Die Hard 3.
Right, so the second half of this list, and probably why you did, but I'm sure there's something on here you like. Clueless, Waterworld, Babe, The Usual Suspects, Mortal Kombat, Desperado, 7, Showgirls, To Die For, Get Shorty, Mallrats, Leaving Las Vegas, The American President, Goldeneye, Ghost in the Shell, Casino, Toy Story, Heat, Jumanji, 12 Monkeys.
Oh,
I apologise for missing.
Hang on, there is no way that 7 is the same.
Apparently so.
yeah, it was the 30th anniversary showings this year. That's why they did Fincher season.
Yeah.
Wow,
Toy Story, Heat.
I'm sorry I missed that.
I was going to say, yeah, because this was a pretty...
That's the better half of
That's
that
the
list.
better
Yeah.
Casino.
Yeah, Casino. Oh,
Can you read it again? Sorry.
Yeah.
of course. Clueless, Waterworld, Babe,
Babe,
What
is
a Pig,
great.
What a Pig. The Usual Suspects, probably one of the biggest twists in cinema history, would you say?
Would you say Waterworld is 30?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that, renting that from Blockbuster and being like, I mean, I've seen it.
It wasn't
I've
well
seen it
received
since.
when it first came out, was it?
No, but like as a kid watching that, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
And then the little girl in that is the teenage girl in Napoleon Dynamite, which is now 20 years, like over 20 years old.
Yeah.
And they're maybe doing a sequel to that, and guy who plays Napoleon Dynamite is the guy directing the new Minecraft movie, and he wants it to be the dark backstory of Napoleon Dynamite. And Napoleon, no
Wow.
one fucking wants that from you.
Bill Hader is directing the new Minecraft
I
movie.
think so, yeah.
Fuck off.
It's someone. I'm pretty sure it's him, or it's someone related to Napoleon Dynamite, and it
Oh
makes me
my
so sad.
God.
I will find
As
out.
someone,
I'll
as
find
someone
out
who still
shortly.
sticks on the basis that Napoleon Dynamite is good, even if it was overplayed and whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
yeah,
I
100%
genuinely
the
love
same.
that movie. It just makes me so sad that
That's
this is what it's
mad.
come to.
Right, so here's the list again. Clueless, Waterworld, Babe, The Usual Suspects, Mortal Kombat, Desperado, 7, Showgirls, To Die For, Get Shorty, Mallrats, Leaving Las Vegas, The American President, Goldeneye, Ghost in the Shell, Casino, Toy Story, Heat, Jumanji, 12 Monkeys.
Wow.
That's tough, that one.
Yeah, almost impossible to choose one.
But we're going to have to
Favourite.
choose one each.
I'm sticking.
For me, this
What did you say? Was it on the original one?
Oh no, I haven't said yet.
Oh, you haven't
but-
said yet.
Yeah, but I'll probably
Well,
stick. Wow.
I'm not going to say until it, obviously, because if we pick the same one, then it'll be pointless. Just say, no,
I
you're
said-
ready. Go.
Yeah, mine was Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Perfect.
My sort of honourable mentions will probably stick as well. Billy Madison.
Oh, yes.
Except for Going Overboard, which was his very kind of first film, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Sandler's first film, Going
Yeah.
Overboard, pretty sure. Watched it to death.
Yeah.
Just over and over again.
For when it first came out, for that film to be a PG,
Yeah, mad.
once you rewatch it, no way should that film be a PG. A guy gets wanked off by an imaginary penguin. How is that in a PG? Anything for you, Harry?
So the first half of the list, I think these are a lot more of films. Like, none of these massively stick out to me. Salad Grave is super important, but I know there are people that love that movie more than I do and could speak to that a lot better than I could. I really like The City of Lost Children, but I think that's because I really like the director and the look of it. And yeah, weird movie. The Johnny Mnemonic I've not seen, but that's getting reappreciated at the moment, and they just put out a black and white version that like makes it look as much of an expressionist film as it was designed to. Looks really interesting. Even the other half are probably more films I appreciate than ones I actually enjoy, which is a bit controversial. A lot of them are movies I think because I watched them because I felt I had to. Like the gunfight in Heat is incredible. I think everything on the outside of that gunfight just isn't something I'm super passionate about. 12 Monkeys is real good though, man. That's probably the one for me out of those.
About you, Ollie?
I actually really like Before Sunrise, and that's on that
I need to watch those.
That.
I need to.
Criterion do a really good set of the trilogy. That second half of the list.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. Babe. I've written down. So
Babe is a
Clueless, Babe, Toy Story 7, Mallrats, Casino, Ghost in the Shell, Heat, GoldenEye, Batman Forever. Out of all of those, the one that I like the least is probably GoldenEye. But I think GoldenEye is weirdly, like Harry was saying, it's one of those things that I don't actually like that much, but I think it kind of is significant. And without it, I don't think James Bond would have continued as a franchise. And I actually
about the N64 game.
Well, it gave us that. I really, really like Pierce as Bond. I actually think, even though none of his films are my favourite, he probably is. There's an argument to be made he's the best. I said I actually really like Batman Forever. I was a soft spot for that, and I could go on like a really impassioned defense of that movie. And Joel Schumacher, his take on Batman is really unique. Heat. Like Harry, I think the gunfight in that is probably the. I go so far to say it's probably the best gunfight in a film ever.
And the heist mission in GTA 4 that ripped it off also.
But again, he isn't my favourite Michael Mann film.
Yep.
It probably wouldn't even be my second favourite Michael Mann film. But I do really love it.
We should do a Collateral episode. We all like Collateral.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I'd forgotten. So it wouldn't even be my top 3. But yeah, I like Mallrats. I'm a sucker for early Kevin Smith, even though he's fallen from grace a little bit, I suppose. But Ghost in the Shell, amazing as well. 7, I rewatched, and I actually liked it a lot more. I rewatched it because our local cinema, I say our local as if it's like a unique one, it's part of a massive, massive chain, but the one that's closest to us did a David Fincher season at the start of the year in January. They showed a Fincher film every week, and 7 I really, really enjoyed. I can't pick. I'm sorry, difficult. I can't. They're all really good. The one I like the least out of them is probably GoldenEye. So I'll do an anti-pick and say out of that short list I've just given you.
That. Same with Charlie. Billy Madison is, that was a childhood film that me and my siblings watched constantly. Babe holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, it was my grandma's favourite film. We'd watch it around my grandma's quite a lot. Again, it's just as a kid you're watching it, it's an enjoyable film.
Yeah. So good.
I am struggling.
Was George Miller both of them or just a sequel?
Say that again, sorry?
Was George Miller both of them or just a sequel?
Both,
okay.
Yeah. Pig in the City.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sequel. Anyway.
One of the best subtitles. Like, what? Again, it's like up there with Tokyo Drift. Just stick it on the end of everything. I'm in.
I'm struggling to choose between Casino and Jumanji.
Oh! Jumanji!
Yeah.
Explain.
Again, it's just I loved Robin Williams.
Yeah.
So Robin Williams. So I went again. It's all these phases. Obviously, they were quite far apart. Flubber.
Yeah.
Jumanji. All those Robin Williams films. I remember Patch Adams bawling my eyes. He was probably the first person to make me cry watching a film as a kid. In Patch Adams. So Robin Williams in Jumanji. The spider scene where the spiders come out and he's stuck in the floor freaked me out.
Jumanji terrified me as a child. I watched it in the day because it was on like Film 4 or something.
It's terrifying.
It terrified me.
So I'm strung between that and Casino. Casino, my nan and granddad owned on VHS, and I watched it in their bedroom without them knowing, and I probably shouldn't have. I'm gonna go Jumanji. It holds more of
enough.
a place to me than Casino, even though I really like Casino.
I will say Casino, like, for me, Scorsese's gangster flicks don't hit as hard as his other stuff. I know that's a somewhat controversial opinion. What does hit hard, like, say what you will about needle drops in most movies nowadays, everyone in that movie is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Like, every drop onto Roxy Music or Devo or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck is like, yeah, you nailed it.
I think the scene that stuck with me the most in Casino, there was a couple. The one where I just love how much power Robert De Niro has, where there's that rich guy that has his feet on the table,
Yeah.
and he tells us to take them off, and he's like, when you take it through the door, open it with his fucking head, and they just smash the door open, then they just hammer his hand to shit.
Yeah.
And then when Joe Pesci and his brother pretty much gets disposed of in the desert, and his face is beaten to shit, and there's the thought of him getting covered in dirt all in his bashed in face just stuck with me.
Again, giving us another enduring meme of friend of the podcast, Josh, loves to use it quite a lot. The bit of Joe Pesci going, "What the fuck is this shit?" Taking his glass off. I think at this table, do we all agree that Casino is better than Goodfellas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed that. If I had to
my
pick between
ranking-
those two to watch it over one another, it'd be Casino.
My hot take is my ranking is The Irishman, then Casino, then Goodfellas, because people usually do it the other way around. But anyway,
Special shout outs to that moment when the plane has to land on the golf course because they've been trying to like record them for so long. They like run out of fuel or whatever the fuck. That always made me giggle.
Banging film. Right. So you jump into 40s. Are we happy with 30s?
yeah.
Right. So 40s.
I'm also
hopefully-
conscious of time. I'm really sorry.
No, that's fine. No, we've still got time. Still got time.
Hey, Frozone, shouldn't we be getting ready? I still got time.
Oh, shit, my microphone's coming off the fucking table.
I mean, I'm good. I'm not going to the rugby. I'm going to watch rugby after this for a while. I was just thinking of you, Dan, because you've got to.
That's all right. We'll see how we get on. Right. So 40th anniversary. I'll quickly read through. Blood Simple. Well, as we get further down, the list gets shorter.
Yeah.
So 40th anniversary. Blood Simple. The Breakfast Club. Witness. Brazil. Friday the 13th. A New Beginning. Desperately Seeking Susan. A View to Kill. The Goonies. The Stuff. Cocoon. Return to Oz. St. Elmo's Fire. Back to the Future. Red Sonja, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Day of the Dead, The Black Cauldron, Weird Science, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Teen Wolf, After Hours, Commando, Reanimator, The Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, Rocky 4, Clue, The Colour Purple. What a fucking
This
list.
is the best list so
Jesus
far. I don't know if
Christ.
you guys saw me reacting
So
silently.
there
This
was
is the
one-
best list.
There is one that I want to highlight because I'm glad. I think you reacted to this in the same way. And if our podcast ever has any power, and I hoped that it would happen. What with Wicked coming out, please can someone put
I know.
Return to Oz on Blu-ray? That
Yes,
film-
yes,
to Oz?
yes.
You can't find that
Right,
anywhere.
So I've never
been-
seen it until Ashley showed me it. I was like, what are you talking about? The
wheelies.
wheel. The guys on wheels. It is weird. It is so
Yeah,
freaking
I
weird.
have been desperately trying to find a copy of that movie for a while.
I
It is not out on Blu-ray,
think-
which is
I think
really
I'm-
fucking annoying.
I don't know how we watch it. I don't know if it was just randomly on like
Mhm.
a Prime or something. I might have to ask Ashley. I don't know if she might own it physically. She owns like 6 movies. She got rid of them all.
It is a mental fucking
It is
film.
fucking cool.
That underrated, and yeah, you watch that too young, thinking it's
Yeah.
going to be The Wizard of Oz 2, and you are going to get fucked up.
It's not. Right, so Ollie is chomping at the bit to get talking into this. So do you want to pick your one first? And I know you're going to probably struggle, mate.
I'm
By the
actually
sounds of it.
not jumping at the bit because I can't pick. So I'm going to let you guys go
Okay, cool.
first.
Very, very quickly, Return to Oz is you can stream it now on Disney Plus.
There we
Don't
go.
have
On
Disney
Disney.
Plus, so that's the problem. I guess that's fixable. But put it out on Blu-ray, man. Give me some special features. Give me a
Right,
the
I'm gonna
criterion.
go first. If that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm picking Day of the Dead because I fucking love George A. Romero's original trilogy. It is the best zombie trilogy.
We just fist
you
bumped
could ever
across.
fucking
We just
get.
fist bumped across the table. I am of the camp that Day of the Dead is actually the best of the
Oh,
trilogy.
it's- the scene where she's dreaming and the hands
Come
burst
out the
through the
wall.
wall
Yeah.
again
Yeah.
stuck with me, freaked me out. I remember watching the first film that introduced me to it, and this was the Night of the Living Dead remake with Tony Todd.
Yeah,
right.
that's great. That's
That's
equally
the first one I
that's
watched.
Tom
That's-
Savini. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so that's
Did that?
so that's the first one I watched. And I was like, oh, hang on, let me and then I realised that actually there was an original. I think Night of the Living Dead is my favorite film from that era in terms of it being like, you know, black and white, that early zombie. I love that. Then Dawn of the Dead, again, great setting, great film. But yeah, Day of the Dead is
that bit where
mad.
Colonel Rhodes, who is just arguably one of the worst pricks in history,
Yep.
when he gets killed at the end, he's being ripped to half, and he's shouting, "Choke on it, choke!" Literally being. You see, they don't shy away from it.
No,
he
dig
gets
their neck
pulled
things.
in
Yeah,
half
it's
by zombies. Oh my god, Bob! We could do an episode on the trilogy, the Romero trilogy. That would have been one of my picks. So yeah.
I'm glad I took one away from you.
Yeah, you've done it. You've done it. That's taken thing of
In terms of like an honourable mention, I oddly like Clue.
I really want to watch Clue. I was going.
So do I.
I had this all planned. I was going to get because we were talking about Fern Gully, so I was going to get Clue, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Fern Gully on Blu-ray, and just send a picture of you guys, just like fuck it, Tim Curry Tuesday.
A new Weatherspoons deal. Curry and Curry.
That is the trilogy that I want to do. So I've not seen it, but I fucking need to.
And for me, if I was to do one more honourable mention, it would be the Black Cauldron animated film.
Don't even know what that is.
Again, freaked me out as a kid. Is really good animated film.
We worked with someone who really, really loved that film, and she put me on it. I think she lent it to me, and I was like, "This is great,
really good." So yeah, they're my picks. Who wants to go next? Charles.
Yeah, let's go. Number one, probably The Breakfast Club.
Yep. That's an 80s staple, isn't it? 80s staple.
Yeah.
If you were to personify a certain genre of film within that era, that's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Has Molly Ringwald and all of that stuff, and Hughes directed that, right? Yeah. His best film.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Trains, planes, and automobiles, my friend.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
Another episode, bro.
Yeah, we can. See, Harry's now being made privy to the phenomena we have.
We come up with episodes.
Yeah, we probably come up with like 15 different topics per episode when we record. We're like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Sorry, Charlie, I've interrupted you.
No, you're fine. And my second would be Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which I think is the best Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Nice.
It's also actually a really, it's been, I'd say, reclaimed. I don't know if that's the right word. In the same way that The Babadook has been, it's a really popular in the gay community horror film. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Harry?
I cannot talk, again, this is another list I can't talk as strongly about as I know other people around the table. Blood Simple, again, super fucking important. Brazil, a film I really liked at one point. I think it is now probably more of an appreciate than a massively enjoy. I will go to Time Bandits more frequently if I'm watching a Terry Gilliam.
Yep.
I mean, like, Teen Wolf and Back to the Future, as much as I do not like the like faux 80s nostalgia that we sometimes get trapped in at the moment, both of those kind of bang. Like, they're hard to argue.
I mean, we
with.
haven't even...
What did I say last week, guys? I said we need to do an episode on how nostalgia is like the poison chalice.
It has... And again... So Back to the Future especially is one of those films of just like, if someone else that I really like says, I don't want to talk to you. This isn't going to be the way we like it. Is going to be very different.
It's sort of cloying, infantilized HMV. I love the 80s. Stranger Things bullshit.
Again, love this movie. Saw it re-released in the cinemas. The fact that it got put onto like that it has been reclaimed as like it's in the IMDb top 250 and it's in every best film. Like, you are okay to say it doesn't need to belong there. It's a different thing. It's great, but it's been hailed as the best ever. It's like, fuck off.
Do you know, we haven't even, none of us have even, well, I don't know what Ollie's going to say, but like, we haven't even touched like Goonies or Back to the Future.
Well, Harry just,
that was,
he said Back to the Future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the ones I have the strongest feelings for here. Again, a lot of them, unfortunately, are ones that I just haven't got round to watching at some point.
As you read through this list, Dan, it just got better and better and better. I am a huge fan, an apologist for A View to a Kill.
Yep.
That is obviously
Great Bond
Sir,
theme.
Sir Roger Moore's last, great song. Roger Moore's last one, John Barry's last one. There's throwbacks to On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's actually quite I'd say there's a lot going on a serious level, but also it's really dumb and stupid. And Bond in the 80s is great, and Christopher Walken in that movie is amazing. We're gonna flood Silicon Valley, and then we're gonna have the microchips. it's just crazy. He's one of my favorite villain deaths ever. He's like hanging onto the side of the Golden Gate Bridge, and he realizes he's gonna die, and he just starts laughing. He just goes and then just lets go. I love A View to a Kill, Reanimator. Commando, my God, Commando is just like one of those things where when I was a kid and I was properly getting into Arnie, because Arnold is my muse and I love him, Commando, I was just like, this is really stupid and dumb, and all the other ones that I like are actually really high concept and serious, and Predator's great, and John McTiernan and James Cameron. And now I watch Commando and go, this is really big and dumb and stupid, and I love it. It's amazing. It's great. I really love Day of the Dead, like Dan said. I really love A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I would probably have to go with Rocky 4, though. I think Rocky 4.
I was gonna say,
I think as much as Charlie was saying, Breakfast Club is like if you could condense the 80s into a single film, I think there's a case to be made that Rocky 4 is the most 80s movie of all time. East versus West, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's got like the most 80s soundtrack you could possibly select. Oh my God, I could gush over that film for.
As an expert, as I'm said, haven't actually seen a Rocky movie. The re-release, they took the robot out. How much do I lose?
Oh mate,
and
you've
did
got
he
to
fuck
watch
that robot?
You've got to watch the cut with the robot. You've got to. Sylvester Stallone,
definitely
right?
Fuck that robot, right? That is basically what I know about this.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Polly. And then later on, it has like the. He programs it to have the sexy voice. Yeah. Like, oh my God. I love Sylvester Stallone. I think he's a lot smarter than people goes.
He is,
right?
100%.
But him trying to repackage Rocky 4 as like a subtle Cold War anxiety, recut it as a serious film. Fuck off. Rocky 4 in its original condition with all the 80s soundtracks with the robot. It's fucking great. I love it so much.
Right. So we're getting to the section now where there's not as many. So I think this is probably we're going to be coming close to the end in agreement. So 50th anniversary. We've got the Stepford Wives, Tommy, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Death Race, Nashville, Jaws, Rollerball, Picnic at Hanging Rock, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Dog Day Afternoon, 3 Days of the Condor, I can't read that one. Shivers, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Barry Lyndon.
Jaws.
There was no point in me reading the rest of the list out for you.
I mean, I do like Shivers, Cronenberg.
That's like early Cronenberg, right?
Yeah. But Jaws.
I think if I'm gonna go for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just because you've gone for Jaws, I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Do I remember you don't like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I'm not mad on it.
Because wasn't it you don't like the... sorry, I'm pointing at Ollie here, and sorry to just call you out on this.
We have had a conversation about it.
Yeah, it's the Jack Nicholson basically being put in... like the justification for why he's sort of in there is too much to get over, if I'm remembering rightly.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watched that film knows what it's on about, but yep.
What for you?
Holy Grail is my favorite of the Monty Python movies. Rocky Horror Picture Show is a big part of my childhood, which explains
and it's going to be
a
part
lot.
of the Tim Curry trilogy.
Exactly. So yeah, it's got to be Rocky Horror for me.
Charles,
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I've got a Ollie sort of sized admission here. I have never seen Jaws.
You've never seen Jaws?
Nope.
You should watch all 4 of them.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're lying, mate.
I'm not lying.
No, you're fucking lying.
No, I'm
There's
honestly
no
telling
way.
the truth.
Fuck off the Matrix, mate. We're doing Jaws Jaws is the best film ever made.
I was so nervous about
Fuck
this
The
episode.
Godfather.
So
fuck The Exorcist. Fuck
so the
Gone with the
only
Wind.
time-
Jaws is the best film of all time, mate.
So there's only one time that I tried to watch it and I was really sick and I got, I want to say 10 minutes in and I was asleep.
That's fair. He was trying to explain Wookiees, and I got a headache.
Like, honestly, never. Yeah, that's
Oh, mate.
my
George.
deep dark secret that I've never seen it
And now you've released it to the
to the world. Yeah,
I just don't trust it. And what's not to like? It's just cool.
Good
It's just
movie.
fucking cool.
You know,
Yeah,
it's actually
like-
when you think about it, I watched it recently. It was on one of the terrestrial channels. I think it was towards the end of last year. And I hadn't watched it in a long time. And I thought, you know, I'll stick it on. And do you know what? It's actually a bit more graphic than I remember it being.
yeah. Oh, mate. Jaws is a horror film.
Yeah.
Jaws
But-
is a
But I mean,
horror.
for the rating, the age
Yeah.
rating it got,
Everyone
it's-
watches that
it's
as a kid, and they
it's as
probably
close
shouldn't.
to the line as you can get.
That scene where the penultimate attack before they go out to sea, where the shark infiltrates the pond, which is like this little
Yes,
estuary
yeah.
area that's off to the side, and his two sons are in a dinghy that he's been given for a birthday. A guy rows up to them in like a rowing boat and says, "Oh, do you need any help, fellas?" Because they're in like New England or whatever. And there is a shot of him getting dragged under the water by the shark that
I've seen,
I 100%, I will, for my money, that is scarier than 99% of other horror films.
Mm.
It's fucking terrifying. Thalassophobia, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but just this shark under the water. It's silent as well. He doesn't even scream. He just gets pulled under the water. I fucking love Jaws. Charlie, we've got to make you watch Jaws.
yeah.
You know,
it's not that I don't want to watch it. It's just
A Clockwork Orange, is it the vitiligo thing? I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna strap your eyes open and make you watch the 4K.
I've seen Jaws too.
Jaws 2, banger.
So I watched Jaws 3 when I was about 6 and went the majority of my life thinking, yeah, Jaws 3, that's really good. I watched Jaws 3 like 5 years ago. Hey, to break it to you.
Well, yeah, we'll get off that subject because that will be an episode in itself. We
I'm
might even do it
stunned.
because it's 50 this
Yeah,
year.
man.
When is it? June.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do an episode in June for Jaws.
Is there a
Yeah.
comprehensive history of Jaws for the general reader?
Right, stop.
It's gonna shock you, Charlie. There's not.
Right. I feel like for this episode we should miss out Celebration Days.
Yeah, we've gone too
yeah.
far.
I feel that's still an episode in itself anyway.
We finished the list, I think.
Yeah.
I
so
want to say I really like Thunderball. It's my favourite of the Connery Bond films. I know it's sacrilege. I really like From Russia with Love, but I have a soft spot for Thunderball.
yeah. So just quickly, we'll just round up quickly. So 60th anniversary is The Sound of Music, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill, Dr. Zhivago, Thunderball. For the 70th anniversary, East of Eden, Marty, The 7-Year Itch, Lady and the Tramp, Night of the Hunter, To Catch a Thief, Oklahoma, Rebel Without a Cause, Guys and Dolls, and then for the 75th anniversary, Sunset Boulevard, All About Eve, and Harvey. I mean, the fact that we're talking about films that are having their 75th anniversary is mad. I mean, we talked about, recently Nosferatu, and that being over 100 years old now. Is that correct?
Jimmy Carter lived to see the release of Murnau's original Nosferatu and Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. That's insane.
But yeah, I mean, that list is incredible. And just think, if we do something like this next year, it's going to be another list of films that we haven't even thought about.
Yeah, I don't know. I pride myself on being able to do relatively, for the average person, relatively decent impressions of people. And
Without a doubt.
my Christopher Walken was not great earlier, so I need to brush up on that. I always there are certain phrases when I'm trying to get into character as people,
You have to
and
say
I
something, yeah.
and I think of Christopher Walken in Batman Returns when he's trying to dupe them into the power plant thing, and he's like, "Imagine Gotham, and the lights are flickering on and off." Frankly,
he's getting into it, yeah.
I cringe, Mr. Mayor. And I love him in View to a Kill. I think he might be up there in my top 5 Bond villains. So
My favourite Christopher Walken line is from Seven Psychopaths, where it's just random. They're talking about I can't remember what they're talking about, but he just goes, "Fuck 'em," and then he goes, "Fuck 'em," and he just says it louder, "Fuck 'em." That is my favourite Christopher Walken line he's done. But yeah.
So I need to watch Lord of the Rings. Harry needs to watch Rocky 4 and Creed, and Charlie needs to watch Jaws. That's the takeaway from this episode.
We need to find out. We will one day find out something that I have not watched, and you'll berate me for it.
There's one thing that's not on the. There's one film that I thought we were going to talk about because it's on my notes, just really quickly.
Oh, okay.
That it's a 50th anniversary of The Man Who Would Be King, and that's not on there. And that would have been my number one.
That would have been your number one
Yeah.
for 50.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, to be honest, when I
it's-
did do the list, I doubled up on one and missed out a whole section that turned out to be
That is
the
true.
best section
To-
for that anniversary.
To talk about some of the later ones that we missed, Night of the Hunter, you still want a film that looks fucking beautiful. Night of the Hunter, like, unbelievable looking movie. The 75s, they're all bangers. Like Sunset Boulevard, All About Eve are kind of the same movie, but in different ways and both really interesting. And Harvey's fucking fantastic.
I actually really like Guys and Dolls for the 70th one.
I have not seen that one. That's one of the few.
I actually really like musicals. I love the original West Side Story. Yeah, Guys and Dolls is great.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that? I feel like I felt like that went a lot better than
Yeah.
like nice and comprehensive.
Have you stopped recording yet? Or?
No.
Oh, we're
No,
still
no, we're
recording.
still rolling,
Sorry,
yeah.
we originally intended for this because we were talking last night and we didn't think we'd have enough to discuss for just upcoming anniversaries. And I said I think we will.
You were 100%.
Our plan was that we were going to talk about upcoming anniversaries and then celebration days that are celebrated in sort of film canon, right? So Batman Day, Star Wars Day, May 4th, Alien Day, Gene Roddenberry's birthday, James Bond Day, and we were going to talk about just to discuss, to pick those apart, those days and how they've come about and what we might do to celebrate them if we celebrate them and what they might good or bad things that come about because of them or whatever. So we might still do that as an episode.
Oh, we
on its
definitely
own.
will do
yeah,
a celebration day one, definitely.
Just to discuss it because we've actually thought quite a bit about it, but we didn't expect that this would run as long as it has.
I think doing it like this might be the way forward.
I think
we
so.
just have the list, we pick
Mhm.
one each, we talk about, and then we talk about honourable mentions. I think it worked out quite well.
Definitely.
I hope everybody that's listening enjoys it as well. And it'd be interesting to hear actually what people's favourite
Yeah,
big
please
anniversary
tell us.
films this year.
If there was any on the list that we didn't pick that you would have... I mean, ultimately, it was just four twats sitting around going through history going, I like that film. I fucking love that one.
And then me going, no, Ollie, you're wrong.
That's basically it.
But then we got to, it brought up memories and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
you look back at something that was filmed, then you're I remember first watching that as a kid, blah, blah, and who you watched it with. And
Yeah,
Is
it's a
it-
bit of a like a future episode factory as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Thank you for the...
So don't steal our ideas.
Thank you for the really exhaustive work that you've done, Dan,
Yeah.
going into these
You
two
say that,
episodes.
I copy and pasted the list, and when we said it about messaging yesterday, and Charlie said I think we should just pick a couple each. I was like,
Yeah.
we could do that, but there's a lot of stuff that we've all got to do, and we're recording tomorrow morning. And then you sent that message, and then I said pretty much the same thing to Charlie again. Then when I printed the list off, I was like, yeah, they're probably right. I was like, this is a long fucking list.
Yeah.
But it's been great.
It's been wicked.
It's been a really good one. I will plug.
Yeah.
I will plug
Please do.
because no spoilers in this room. This is the second recording we're doing today, so I nearly forgot now because obviously I've done it once, and I need to do it again. So just quickly, our Instagram is @TheMissingScenePod. Our X account is @MissingScenePod. Letterbox Charlie,
Charlie Westwood.
Ollie.
OJB in all caps.
And I'm just Daniel Jeeves, and since the 2 hours
Yep,
we
mine is
last
still
had,
pending.
Harry's still pending 2
We're
hours
getting you on
later. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
Right, thorough and enjoyable, lads. Thank you, Charlie.
See you next week.
Thank you, Harry.
See you whenever I turn up on the podcast again.
See you later, Ollie.
Thank you. See you later.
Cool. Right, and thank you for listening.